Soul connections. Today I just want to talk to you a little bit about understanding soul connections. As a psychic, I've experienced a lot of people that have come to me and talked in depth about their soul connections that they've had with people. These can be anything from just a complete soul to soul connection, or another example is the Twinflame connection. And what they are is they're on a very, very deep level, and they can happen at any time throughout your lifetime. They can just happen like that. You could both be in marriages, one could be younger than the other, and bang, you just suddenly connected and sort of brought back together. The twin flame, for example, they say is a split soul upon birth, and eventually these souls try to connect again. And this can be very hard for people to handle, because sometimes people will choose to stay in their old relationships in the 3D world, but their heart is yearning to be with that other person. It's almost like a magnetic pull. So soul connections are very deep. They can happen very quickly. They really pull at your heart, and they're a very, very deep connection. And sometimes it's quite complex when you're involved in a soul connection, because it's never just a black and white thing. Some people do come together and the partners do connect, and they go on to have a wonderful life together. But I often hear stories of soul connections where it's been quite a struggle, and it really can tear some people apart, especially if their other partner doesn't want to be with them. They actually can get quite depressed, and I've heard of people getting suicidal as well over these things. So soul connections, they are magic, and often there's a lot of synchronicity around these kind of events because of the way that the souls actually vibrate together. They're actually on the same vibration. So when you're on the same vibration like that, the universe will often bring you together synchronistically. And also these things allow a lot of souls I have heard and talked to do have telepathy, where they can hear somebody else's thoughts and sense what they're actually thinking and saying. And that's a common thing, particularly amongst twin flames. You can actually have really good telepathy. So these things do exist. If you're experiencing these things, you need to be aware what's actually going on. They're soul connections, and the universe, I guess, is trying to reconnect these souls. So, just know that when you do hear things, and that it's not just your own mind. Sometimes you can have this telepathy. I know myself, I have a very close connection and vibration with my son, who's a teenager, and we vibrate on a very similar level, and I actually can hear him word for word. He will confirm what I say, and we have quite a laugh about it sometimes because of our vibration. We're very, very similar. It's no different to like radio waves. So telepathy does exist, and it does exist in these particular soul connections. So yeah, it's a beautiful thing. I think when you're in a soul connection, you need to really embrace that, and you need to actually know that you're always connected to that person. It doesn't matter if they're a million miles away and they've decided not to be with you. If they have, that's a beautiful thing, if they have decided to come together. But you need to know that you're still connected to that person, so you can always talk to them as well in your mind, and your hearts are always linked. So, that's a beautiful thing to think of. So if you are in a heart and soul connection, or a twin flame connection, just know that you're still linked to that person, and try to really move forward, even if you have to do it on your own. Or it's fantastic if you get together and do it with them. But yeah, these soul connections are getting more and more common, and they are a very huge pull on the heart, and yeah, it can be quite overwhelming for a lot of people. So just be aware of it, and yeah, reach out to your twin and let them know some of the things that you're experiencing without overwhelming them. It depends where they are in their life journey, I guess, as well. So yeah, good luck if you're in a soul connection, because they are actually quite challenging. They're beautiful, but they can be extremely challenging. Bye.